You know, sick people, they can't enjoy what normal people enjoy. You know, they have a warped. It's like going to the funhouse mirror at the carnival. When you look in that mirror, you see something totally different than they see. They see normal. They're like, wow, that's how I look. And you're like, oh, I'm glad I don't look like that. It's the difference, you know. It's like, you see abnormal, you're like, oh, and you know it's a funhouse mirror, but to them, it's a regular mirror, you know. And how I explain that is like, when you go to Great Adventure and you bring your kids, and say you have young kids and they can't go on a lot of the rides because they're young, you have no problem sitting in that where the young kid rides are and spending your day there and having your kids, watching your kids have a good time and enjoy themselves. You know, a sick parent would just care about going on the grown-up rides whether by themselves or whatever. They wouldn't be there for the kids. They wouldn't want to spend a day at the kids' rides. They'd be thinking about getting on that biggest roller coaster in the place. They'd be thinking about how they're going to do things, you know? And it's just like when sick people go to the beach. You know, they can't go to the beach just to go to the beach. Just to lay on the sand and take in the air and go in the water and enjoy themselves, you know? No. They go with binoculars, they're trying to check out all the girls, they got a cooler full of beer, you know, it's a whole show. It's not a matter of being at the beach for them. You know, they have to be doing something else. It's just like, they have to smoke, they have to vape, they have to do things that normal people don't do. You know, and have a warped sense of reality. And that's how you know someone is sick, when they do those things, you know? Healthy people go to a party like a christening or a wedding shower at a club, and they'll go to a bar and they'll have one or two drinks, you know, and call it a day and have a great time. They'll have a really great time. They'll have spend time with their friends, support their friends in whatever the endeavor is. But, you know, the sick person goes there to drink at the open bar, and they're going to drink as much as they can. They're going to put it in their pocket. They're going to, whatever they're just there for the open bar. And, you know, the person that goes to the christening, it's very rare you'll find them at the corner bar having a beer. Very rare, you know, but the one that's there for the open bar, he's at the corner bar having a beer every day of the week, you know. So it's the two worlds I'm trying to blend together here for you. You know, one is reasonable, one is irrational. And a lot of sick people are irrational. And with the mob in my town, I need to get rid of them because they're making everybody in my town sick. We can't afford them. We can't afford their $200 dinners every night. Something has to break, and I broke it. And I don't give a rat's ass what they think or what they think they're going to do about it, because they're not going to do anything about it. They're going to shut up shop and go somewhere else. And hopefully they go where they belong, to jail. But, you know, they're ruining our town. Our town is ruined because of them. We have empty stores because nobody wants to open a store so they can get the asshole that comes in the door with his hand open, his hand out. You know, they don't want to do that. I'll do something else. I'm not working for him. You know, it's a very sad, sick situation. Mobsters are not healthy people. They're sick, narcissist, psychopath people. That's why people are afraid of them, because they are narcissist, psychopath people. They're afraid of them. I'm not afraid of them. I go right up to them. I'll shake their hand and tell them they're a friggin' mobster. You've seen it on my Twitter. You've seen it on my accounts. I don't care. I don't hide. I told one the other day, I said, I advise you not to come to the store anymore. And he's like, oh, you threatened me? I'm like, no, I am advising you. They play word games like that all the time, like, oh, I didn't threaten you. Well, that's what I did to him. And he wasn't there today, as far as I know. I went there, he wasn't there. That's all I can say. But if he was there before me, that's one thing. But he wasn't there today. And like I say, is thank you. If you didn't go there, thank you. Find another bagel store. Go to A&S. They're the mob. They will love you. The reason you don't go to A&S is because you can't get any money from them. Because they're the mob. So, just look. I'm trying to make my town healthy so I can live in it. Problem is, yes, you're damaging the bagel store. Yes, you're hurting the bagel store people that work there. But if I'm there and you're there, you're hurting me. Just because you're in my presence, you're sucking the air out of my aura. You're sucking the air out of my energy by being there. And I don't want you there. I don't want you around me. And I'm not going to go there because you're there. You're going to not go there because I'm there. And that's the way I see it. And that's the end of the story. There was no questioning about it. There was no debate. I'm not there. I'm not the one there with my hand out looking for a free meal like you. You belong to leave, not me. I'm there as a customer, and I want other customers, because other customers want to come there, but they don't come there because you're there, and that hurts the business. There's another bagel store down the block, and you can go there. Go there. I don't go there, so you go there. We cannot coexist in that bagel store. It's not going to happen. You're a piece of garbage, and I don't want you near me. And anywhere I go, that's why I didn't get along in AA, because the whole room is full of garbage, and I didn't want to be near it. And I didn't talk to it. I didn't conversate with it. I didn't act like I was their friend, because they weren't, and they aren't, and they never will be. And they knew it, and that's why they banned me. It made them feel uncomfortable. And being AA, they had the numbers against me. They're all dirtbags, females and males. So I just, I wasn't there for them. I was there for myself. And I needed it for as long as I had it, and that was it. And that was all the devil. The devil was sending me there because he wanted me to turn into a scumbag like them. And that's why I was sent there. But God saved me and didn't let me turn into a scumbag like them. Maybe learn from the scumbags the process of what not to be. That's the guy you don't want to be like, and he was the one running the room. That's the guy you don't want to be like, and that's what I learned. And I'm a much better person because of it, and I think you can tell that. So, I don't tell people not to go to AA. I just tell them to be aware of what to expect when you get there. They're very nice to you when you walk in, and they'll give you a cup of coffee, they'll talk to you, they'll try to be your sponsor, they'll try to tell you to change your life. Stay away from those people, because those are the narcissists. They're trying to manipulate you, they're trying to own you. And they're trying to take possession of you. And just go there and sit down and listen. Don't talk to nobody. Just listen. You learn a lot if you go to any room. I don't think AA, or go to work, go to a hospital, whatever. Just sit there and shut your mouth. And just watch. Just observe with your eyes and your ears. You have eyes and ears for a reason. Use them. Keep your mouth shut. When your mouth is running, you're not hearing anything. And you'll learn a lot. Most of what I know is because I'm very quiet. I'm not that I'm not listening. I'm quiet. And I know what's going on before everybody else does. And I know how to fix things but nobody else does because they're sitting there talking, they're yapping. They're not fixing things. They're making things worse. I try to make things better for everybody. I was in the pizza place where I go, and the door, the way it's arranged, everybody that gets a pizza box, and they try to go to the door, I mean, they forget when they come in. They don't think about it. But when they get the pizza box, and there's a handle on the door, they don't know whether to push or pull the door. That's the point I'm trying to get to. They don't know whether to push or pull the door. And they're sitting there with with 2 boxes of pizza. And, look, if you drop that, the pizza's gone. So, but they're trying to debate in their head, do I push or pull to get out of here, And it's a push, but they don't know. It's a gamble to figure it out, You push and find out it's not going to work, or you pull and find out it's not going to work. So, and it's a handle, so you think it's pull. And I told the guy in the pizza store, you need to put a push sign on that door. Everybody's confused. They need to see the push. And then if they saw the push sign, it would be less problems. And that's what I do. I try to, and that's a little push sign. I just try to fix people's problems, When you're in distress, I'm in distress. And I don't buy pizza boxes, so I don't get that situation, but I'm sitting there eating my pizza, watching everybody that buys a pizza and goes out, they're all having the same problem. Every one of them had the same problem. And they still don't have a push sign on the door. Whatever. People don't learn.